What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Elevator Life.
Welcome back. It is good to be back in front of the camera after a long absence. There's a huge explanation for that. Obviously, we both just got back here in China on the ground a few days ago. Let me tell you, it feels good, and we're here to fill you in and catch everybody up.
Yeah, him and I realized after about that 1 to 2 week period, a week for business, a week for family back in the States, we're ready to get back to China. I actually did miss Guangzhou this time around, just because that's where everything's happening for us. It's really exciting, and you want to be where the action is. But great to be back, rocking this. I know it's a casual shirt, but had to rock Gonzaga support today. #1 in the country. Let's go. Let's get that freaking national championship.
First time ever. First time ever.
Oh yeah, it's exciting watching that game over here on the laptop actually earlier today, so that was cool.
Guys, yeah, I've had a crazy busy month since we've been in front of the camera actually. We're down in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, back to America for some business, and now we're back here. But there's a good reason we were back in America for business actually. As all of you guys know, our main business is distributing wines, American wines that is. And we were just back there with a huge importer here over in China.
Yeah, actually the #1 American wine importer, a close contact of ours over the years. We've built a good relationship with. As we said, Guanxi's everything, relationships are a lot. And he was doing strictly California, he saw what we were doing actually with Washington, Oregon, and knew, that's kind of ahead of the curve, but China's going to be catching up to it. So he wanted to kind of build into Oregon and Washington and see what we could do together distribution wise. So we put together a whole trip, Oregon, Washington, the biggest names and brands out of each, and yeah, we really hit it out of the park, to be honest. It was a very, very successful trip for us.
Yeah, he's going to actually be taking over a lot of the wineries we represent, which is fantastic. It's amazing for us, and like you said, it's a milestone. So it really changes, that's the good thing about milestones. You reach a point that you wanted to reach for a long time, and it's time to look on to the future and what's going to happen. Who knows? But we wanted to spend this episode actually reflecting on really what got us to where we are, the path that we took to get this far, and really reflect it back on a lot of our viewers and a lot of the experience that we've actually had here on The Elevator Life, because it's been over a year now. Actually, we started The Elevator Life last year, February. So it's been over a year now on here, and we want to share a lot of those experiences with you, what we've learned from interacting with you guys here. It's going to be a fun episode. Yeah, if you follow, it's interesting for everybody. It's not just going to be us talking about ourselves, but like Tim said, you could follow our transition from last year to now. A whole bunch of different, even like video quality for one, background. There's those little. Feel free to go back and look at our initial video quality.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
HQ, I guess. Gosh, my English has gotten terrible. But anyways, yeah, those little minor things, to the way we speak, to the intelligence we have about the market, and also, like Tim said, the way people are approaching us, or really can tell right off the bat when people start emailing us or having that initial consulting call. You can normally tell where this person is going to go and where they're going to end up, and that's something we want to pass on to you to make sure you're one of those people who we've seen become successful over the past year.
Actually, a short little shout out. I don't know if you guys have been following us for a long time. You know that one of our good friends over in China actually has a watch line. And it's on Kickstarter right now, so go check it out. Original Grain Watches, our good friend Ryan Beltran. He's almost up to 200,000, so they're pretty sweet watches. Donate.
You spent a lot of time with us. His goal was 10, and he's up to 180. So it looks like.
Well, we kept telling him to actually go for 500,000, but he didn't want to do it. So.
He's doing really well. So again, one of those guys stuck it out here, and he's doing very, very well. It's blowing up right now, so definitely take a look.
Check it out. Yeah, guys. So one of the things that we've learned on our path over this last year is everything that has led us to anywhere really has been dedication. Everything that's worth doing takes dedication. If you're not willing to be dedicated to something, it's probably not worth doing. And that's something that everybody needs to think about when they're undertaking some large, dream or business head on. Okay, are you going to be willing to be dedicated to that? Like he was saying, a lot of the things we're going to be talking on this episode is the idea of initiative. Initiative can't be given to anybody. Initiative's got to be taken. that's something it takes a while to learn.
Yeah.
But initiative is and has been our greatest tool. It has got us as far as we are now, and it will take us as far as we can go. The only reason we're still here in China, we've had people come and go, even the people that we moved over here, some of them are gone. And the only reason that we made it to this milestone is because we're dedicated. We have the initiative, have the drive, know where we're going.
Yeah, of course. I mean, from our business to this blog itself to things in our personal life, it's always been there. The drive to just keep pushing forward, taking that initiative, always just knowing where it's going to be, knowing where it's leading, and not being as focused on the right now or the short term, if you will, but knowing what we're building for the future. In everything, every aspect of our lives, that's been the driving factor, and we've seen it. Because I mean, we can actually trace it from this blog, or even in our our business plan, or with investors, or whatever you want to look at. We can trace it getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's just because when we started this, it was truly tiny, and now it has literally gone. It's gone beyond our wildest dreams. We're actually going to be reaching one of the goals we set out in January for our resolutions. Going to be reaching that next month. That's only 4 months into the year, so that's pretty incredible for us.
Yeah, it's definitely been a ride, and like you said, we started out small. We started out the smallest, 2 tiny little college graduates. That's it.
Yeah,
that's pretty much all it was. But yeah, it's been a good ride. Tools. Like, we started with nothing. Everybody starts in the same place. It's it's a fair race, and sites like ours, other blogs out there, Location 180, Tropical MBA, those are all tools in your guys' bag. It's really up to you what you're gonna do with them, like everything else in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are simply tools, like we just said. Initiative can't be given, and I was thinking earlier today actually. We were bootstrapping a long time ago and stuff like that, going through like day to day, trying to make expenses, trying to make bills, month to month. Nick, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it this month. We'll see what happens in a week. You realize looking back on it, you're like, man, I wish you kind of sat back and enjoyed the ride a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe took a little bit more photos, realized really what you were building at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do hit milestones, it's kind of like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
That went fast. It always seems to go a lot faster than it is actually when you're building it.
Yeah, of course.
To us, it was day in, day out, hustle. So it seemed like it was kind of going slow, It was like, man. But then all of a sudden, when everything's just different, and it can happen really fast, you kind of look back and you're like, wow.
Yeah. And
I wish I would have enjoyed that a little bit more.
Yeah, the entire experience, like Tim just said, how it seems like it happened so fast, and people, I mean, the flight attendants on my flight I was with, the people at the wineries, they're just, wow, so fast, so quick, everything happened, and I was like, we've actually been out here almost 3 years living abroad. That's not, I know it's not the longest amount of time, but that is our full adult lives post-college in China.
Old guys.
Yeah, right. So that's quite an endeavor in itself. So it's just, again, taking that initiative, doing something. There's a ton of great resources out there you can use, but again, it's if you actually use them. I think I was talking to my grandfather about it. Like, the oldest advice, the oldest sayings, the first step is the hardest. Those mentalities. Everybody, I know what he means. I know what he's talking about. Everybody knows it, but it's the people who actually take action on it who are the winners, who are the ones who are actually going to make moves and do something, compared to those who just look at it, digest it, but never do anything about it.
Exactly. Guys, we're like, that was a good reflection point.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, we wanted also to spend part of this episode we're back on the Grindstone. We're going to be launching a new site next week, The World of Wine. We're going to be excited to shoot a few episodes, touring you through that next week. Super excited. Mm-hmm. And so we want to take the next half of this episode to really get you guys on the Grindstone, because it's a great place to be, trust me.
Yeah.
It's fun. Relating a lot more stuff to you guys over the last year, we've actually had the privilege to communicate with thousands of people. Thousands of entrepreneurs.
Crazy.
This blog has been a blessing. It's amazing. And it's taught us a lot about psychology of people, the difference between people, who wins, who loses, and we want to talk a little bit about that. And it does relate back to initiative. We get contacted every day by people that are interested in doing things, and that's been one of the coolest parts, because you really get to hear a lot about people's dreams, about people's businesses, what they want to do, where they want to go, aspirations, and that's one of the coolest parts of writing this blog.
Yeah.
I guess videotaping this blog for the most part, but
and recording it too.
You really find, or when you're running something like this, when you're talking to so many people about their dreams and business and what's going on, and then you get to actually follow along with them, the process of who's doing what. We actually just got a call from one of the first guys we ever did a consultation call with.
Yeah.
And we caught up with him. It was amazing, and he's doing big things. But yeah, you learn there's differences in people.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting because there's the differences, but it's universal around the globe. I mean, Australia, Canada, Western, or whether you're from South America, developing country, developed country, it's all different what they want, but the underlying psychology of the people is pretty similar. And seeing this individual is going to go do something about it, or this one is not going to do something about it. We can always tell that, and it's, like you said, they're very, very unique and special, each person, but it's easy to kind of see who's going to go where. That's the universal truth about all the people around the globe, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we get hit up every day, like we just said, and a lot of those people are, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. And then they'll schedule something, they'll follow up with you, and then slowly, most of those people will start to fizzle off.
Yeah.
Doesn't worry us, and that's what one of our messages today. Don't be worried, because this is actually really exciting news, because when you look at all the average people, okay, and we've actually have a huge amount of data that we've been able to amount of who actually has initiative, who actually is dedicated. The amount of those people, it's really, really, really small, which is exciting for all you guys listening out there, because it only really takes that big of a difference to put you ahead of the masses.
Yep.
To put you to that next level, to put you to someone that is actually going to make something happen, to put you in a place where you can turn around in years, and once you've been dedicated and just put everything in it, and you built something, you look back and go, wow, okay. And then the rest of the people, the average masses, they're still where they were the years when you were starting.
Perfect example of this. We always talk about this book, The Slight Edge by Jeff Wilson.
Love it.
Talks about that 5%. I say it's between 0 to 10%. I have a little more faith. But it's so true that 10%, give or take, is really that small margin of people that Tim was just talking about. When it really trickles down from those hundreds of people who contact us, it's in the tens of the people who have committed and done something.
Oh, for sure.
And when you look where they are compared to where the masses are, they stopped contacting us. They're probably still exactly where they were. They never made it over here.
Yep.
They never took action. And then that percentage that did, that's ahead of the game, like Tim's talking about, that takes these tools and actually utilizes them, is leaps and bounds, closer to their goal, surpass their goal, at least making action. And that's the most important thing for you guys to understand. It's right there, as we're saying right now. You can do it, just actually do it.
Take the action steps. Take the action steps. One of these great examples that really taught us this, because we'd always, I guess, kind of known that, but it was never so blatant as to when. You guys know we partner and we work directly with a lot of sourcing guys over here. We've had them on the show. We've done some interviews with them. They're great guys. In the beginning, actually, of our relationships, we were so confident. We're getting all these leads for you guys. We're just going to pass them on to you. It's going to be huge for your business. Yeah. This was months and months and months ago. And he would be like, we'd be feeding him all these people, and then small amount would actually pan out into clients. And we'd be like, really? Because the emails we're getting, they're so promising.
Yeah.
These guys sound... And so that's why now on our services page, you'll see an actual questionnaire that people have to fill out. They have to talk to us before we'll ever give them to any of our networks. Because that reflects us on... It makes us, look bad.
Yeah.
And that taught us... That really taught us, like, okay, well, not everyone is doing this. Not everyone is dedicated. Not everyone really has the initiative that they can easily type out in an email.
Yeah.
You know, but that gets people like us super excited.
Yeah.
Super excited. The playing field's so open.
Yeah, of course. And even if they are doing something and they're making money and they're profitable, maybe they're only, you know, some of these people are at 60%, but they're not willing to dedicate to get to that 80 or maybe that 90. And as you said, we can't pass out, you know, essentially bad leads to our network. Or that again kind of it doesn't hurt our credibility as individuals or as a company, but still, that's just something you don't want to be doing as a business. You don't want to throw all these bad eggs.
It was a learning lesson.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a learning lesson.
We've been learning over the past few months how to, you know, still fumble here and there, but overall kind of figure out, okay, this person's serious and I'm going to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
This person it isn't quite sure what they're doing, and maybe they'll come back in a month or two, which has happened before as well.
Yeah.
Come back 3, 4, 5 months down the road even. Okay, now I'm serious and now I'm ready to do this. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now let's move forward, kind of thing.
I mean, for people that really haven't started their entrepreneurial journey either, whether it's on the internet or anything, you know, I think you have this kind of idea in your head that there's all these people doing it.
Yeah.
And it's this huge, you know, competitive environment and all this is going on. Where really, you know, we found out over the years of being here that it's not. And it's not that because only certain people are super talented and only certain people are able to do it.
Yeah.
It's really, there's only certain people that are dedicated to doing it. And there's only certain people that have that initiative, that have taken the initiative and made a difference. And that's so cool to me just because it's so open.
Yeah.
You can do it, just make it happen.
Like, the competition is a great point, what you just said. You know, at the highest level, the competition, it's so fierce, there's so many competitors involved, everybody's vying for that market share. Not at that point where people seldom want to go or are trying to think they can go.
100%.
That's where it's like, no, there's not a lot of people. The dedicated in and out, regimented, scheduled, the people are dedicated to it. Again, that less than 10% of people are actually willing to push it there. And those who do, you already know all of their names. They're already the big and successful people, and they're saying this exact same advice. But I mean, how many people will actually take it? I mean, that's that other 90% that's just hanging out.
And that's really made everything the difference up until this checkpoint in us.
Yeah.
You know, just dedicated, never faltering. This is what we're doing. This is what's going to work. You know, you look back and you just laugh at those people. Oh, you guys must have like huge sums of money. That's why you were able to do it. It's no, man. It's been dedication, initiative. We knew what we wanted when we came over here.
Exactly.
You know, and we're looking for a lot of other people that have that dedication, have that initiative.
Of course.
Super exciting to network with guys like that. You know, that never gets old.
Yeah.
That never gets old.
It's that X Factor feeling when you meet someone else from, I mean, we were even back in the States, we met so many different owners of wineries, and some of them you could tell had this certain structure, and then the other ones you're like, this guy knows, you know, one of those most interesting men in the world.
This guy!
Yeah. It was like, this guy knows what's up, and you just instantly, there's that vibe, and it's like, you understand it now, you feel it now from other individuals and other entrepreneurs we've talked to, and that's something really exciting to find.
Relating a little bit back to that competitive point, I don't remember what book I read it in, but it actually, I don't remember what book it was, but it's, if you apply for, most people when they're applying for jobs, most competitive, or you know, probably around the $50,000 to $75,000, $90,000 jobs, probably down to 30,000. Man, I'm not really good with US dollars anymore, but seriously, that's the most competitive. And then the job application is to the 100K jobs.
Yeah.
So much smaller. Why? Even if people are qualified, why? Because people just simply don't think they can compete up there. When really their competition is so much less in that kind of market. You're not competing against the mass.
If everybody's thinking they can't compete, no one's applying, other than those few who think they can, and look who's getting the jobs.
Exactly. So when it comes to separating yourself, do you want to be ahead? Take that initiative. Only you can take it. It can't be given to you. Have that dedication. When you start something, follow it through, because truly when you get there, it's super, super exciting. So whatever you are undertaking right now, whatever I hope New Year's resolutions you're still on, have that dedication. Take that initiative, follow through, because it really does separate you from the rest, and it's super, super exciting.
Yeah, again, just like you said, keeping it to the grindstone, keeping your nose to the grindstone.
Grindstone's a good place to be.
Yeah, it is 100%, and him and I, you know, we've our New Year's resolutions. We've done very well with some of them. Some of them were kind of pulling along. But
okay, well, one of those have been on staying on schedule on this, and we actually had some angry emails come at us a few times.
I wasn't gonna say it directly, but
okay. But we're sorry about that. But you know, my response to the emails was it was business and this, and sometimes when it comes to that point, business outweighed the emails in some situations. Yeah. So we're sorry about that. We are back to the grindstone.
Yeah. As long as even if you take a little hiatus, you rebound back and get back to it. I mean, in our personal lives, we're doing just that again, starting yesterday. So, boom, just getting back into it and being that driven, motivated individual, getting back to where you know you need to be is the most important part. Because if you're kicking yourself in the butt saying, oh, I should be doing this, yeah, you should be, so go do it. Just don't think about tomorrow, the next day, next week, because before you know it, that's next year.
Yep. Guys, we're back on the journey, and it's excited to be back. We'll be coming at you on schedule, on time, Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Fridays. And it's gonna be fun. And we're reading the book The Art of Seduction right now, so be careful. We might be seducing you guys in the upcoming episodes. You know, if you don't have that initiative, you don't have that dedication, we might just give it to you. So
it sounds good.
Just kidding. It can't be given. Take it.
Yeah, that's the point. Make sure you take that initiative and do some work and take advantage. Control your future. That's what you
exactly,
need to do.
Guys. All right, it's good to be back. Good to see you again, and we're excited for everything that's gonna come.
See you soon.
Later.
Cheers, everyone.